what's going to happen though is like, and this is why there's a writer's strike in like Hollywood right now, because it's so at a point, I guess, like where's the value? It's like, at least it's a human. If it's an AI doing it, like who?
I would say, here's what I would say particularly about songs, right? If you look at pop songs that they go to number one, they blow up. I don't listen to a ton of them, to be completely honest with you, but I know they're out there.
They exist. Yeah. There are number one hits.
They all follow the same formula already. And they are all using
that the Beatles created
basically the same 6 chords. Ed Sheeran did a interview where he was like, here are 4 chords. I can play any song in existence with these 4 chords, which you can change it a little bit. But I think that music writing in particular is very, very, very formulaic already. And so now, using technology to do that instead of humans, I don't think it's any different, because the humans were already following the formula. You're just giving that formula to a computer. And I think that is why when people come out with things that sound different, which is what I would say Kanye does, which is what I would say Kendrick Lamar does. Who's the other guy? Kid Cudi. Like, those artists who come out with things that sound so different, and they don't follow the mainstream, like, this is what it's supposed to sound like. This is where it's supposed to build, and that's why they do well. So I do think there's going to be a premium there, but...
Yeah. But I think that's always existed with music. Like, if you look at every change that's happened generationally, like, it's people that took a thing that existed and just bent it a different way, or put a different...
Right.
Like,
I mean, how many worship songs are being written right now that are not just an Elevation or a Maverick City with different lyrics?
Right.
That's all they are.
Yeah. But the thing was, though, is like Elevation, and I would say Maverick City too, was like, that was its own kind of like flip, because nothing sounded like mainstream, like an Elevation worship song. I remember sitting in a meeting years ago with like all of the people like in the worship team at a church, and this is before Maverick City, but a band called, or a ministry or church, whatever, House Fires existed, that was doing a lot of this stuff. Like, we're going to record with acoustic instruments and a piano in a room with a bunch of people. And they put up YouTube videos and go through. And I was sitting there, and we were talking about, like, as we were kind of evolving the sound of like our team. And it was kind of blown. I was like, we're not going to be like a House Fires. We're not doing like this kind of thing. We're scaling it like not acoustic or whatever. And I remember being like, I love House Fires. They're great. And then it's funny, a year and a half, 2 years later, there's a huge shift that happens fundamentally. And now it feels like everybody's just doing the Maverick City kind of thing. But it's like, that was not normal 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And even the Elevation thing was like, no, it was all like, there's always a wave.
Years and years ago, it was Hillsong. And then when Mosaic came out with Tremble, dude, it was all over it. And
banger.
Then when Hillsong came out with Oceans, there were a gajillion Oceans copies that came out. Like, when Real Love came out by Young and Free, there were a gajillion copies of Real Love. Like, it does follow. So what I'm like, we're just illustrating even more that like music is already so formulaic, so much of just take what's popular, make a different copy of it until somebody steps out and makes something that sounds different. Yeah. Then it blows up, and then everybody's just copying that. So why not have AI do it?